What's going on, gang? Zakk Wylde here, and we're all rolling in the top 11. And here are some of my top 11 guitarists of all time.
It's always interesting when you hear a musician's favorite artist, because it's always unexpected. It's somebody you probably wouldn't even think
You'll
they fans of.
with a whole lot
That's what I
of
love watching.
The guitar solo
these
is
type of
probably
things
one of the
too.
greatest guitar breakdowns of all time.
Whole lot of,
it's everything that he created. The writing, the solos. I mean, I also
I agree.
Guitar playing, the solo playing on The Song Remains the Same. The solo in No Quarter on the live album is weird because I listen to it now. They edited it down. They cut a bunch of it out, which I have no idea why, considering, it's some of Jimmy's greatest guitar playing. But if you can get the earlier vinyl,
to fit the standard today.
On that are just
probably why they cut
the solo in Stairway to Heaven, aside of the
people attention span
album, they recorded, the studio version. Obviously, we all know that's an iconic top 3 all-time greatest solo. It's just amazing too. It's just the improv and his technique, and and the feel and the tone, and it's just great. As far as another breakdown solo, would have to be probably Over the Mountain with St. Rhodes over there.
I don't think I heard this.
You can pick any of Rand's solos. They're just beyond epic. They're all masterpieces in songwriting. I remember the first time I heard Over the Mountain, me and my friends, we were just like, oh my God. I just started playing guitar, like getting into it and knowing about scales and everything like that. Just like going, oh my God, she's so fast. How can you play like that? That's the reason why we're still talking about St. Rhodes. It's the songwriting. I think with all musicians that we love and whatever, it's what they created and what they wrote. So it's not who's the fastest or who's the cleanest or who's the best or, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. It's the songs, and what they created and the moments and the music that they created. All right, so moving on, that's 2 of them. I guess Eddie Van Halen, same thing with King Edward. You could just pick and choose anything you want in there. That's pure devastation. I guess you'd have to go with Eruption, obviously.
Pure devastation. Of course. I agree. I agree.
As far as impact and just like earth-shattering and changing the planet. Yes. I remember it was like every record. There was some new, like at the bottom of a box of Cracker Jacks, of new Eddie changing the planet once again. You know what I mean? So now I remember when Mean Streets came out, it was just like, I don't even know what that is. Is that even guitar playing? What is that? It's just like insane noises that it's just like that. How is that even a guitar?
Eruption,
I guess obviously you'd have to put St. Dime in there, Dimebag.
Of course. My guy. Of course, my guy. Dimebag. For sure, a killer.
What made Dime special to me, aside of the great technique and everything like that, to me, Dime sits like in the same realm and the same rarefied air as like Lord Iommi, as far as creating a complete genre of music. Because when it comes to extreme metal, the measuring stick is Pantera. Yeah, so for me, Dime, that's where I have him. It's what he created. That's why I always call him a game changer. And then not only that, the solo in that song, just from all the guys he loved, from Randy and Ed, in the genre, it's a great, memorable solo. And the writing. We got to have Lord Iommi in there. Obviously he's the creator of it all.
Fires.
Sorry, the Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart of
He's
riffs.
Beethoven.
We all wouldn't be here right now. Like this magazine exists because of this guy. Like everybody that has jobs at the magazine, I can make a living playing music. All of us that are working in this field of music, this guy has actually employed all of us. That's like how massive his impact is. Another great guy to listen to would be like Alan Holdsworth.
I'm not familiar. I don't think so.
The guys at Meshuggah love Alan Holdsworth.
I'm familiar with
Meshuggah. Alan Holdsworth is.
If he was in Meshuggah,
King Edward, that was his guy.
I'm familiar with that.
Just the IOU record. I'm just saying for somebody, if they're like, oh, I've never heard of him, check it out. But get that record. You could just hear how insane. That'll lead you to all the other records. Just it's so unique and just unusual. And it's very dissonant, but at the same time, very ear-pleasing and just eerie and mysterious. Very unique. I mean, it really is. It scales and it's no choices and everything like that. It's just pretty amazing. I don't think you'll ever speak with one guitarist that it isn't blown away by Alan Holdsworth. I guess we'll have to go with Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush.
I agree. Frank Marino is yeah.
I mean, it's not metal.
Incredible.
I mean, you know, in that regard, but it's just
incredible.
His playing still, just like Alan Holdsworth and all the guys I mentioned, it still it crosses over into that, you know, as far as technique and all this other stuff. But yeah, I mean, even though it's a blues-based song like King B, the guitar playing is just staggering. Obviously, Jimi Hendrix, you know, Frank Marino was inspired, obviously, by Jimmy. Jimmy was a Model T Ford. Like Frank Marino is the Formula One version of that car.
I like
insane
that.
technique
I like that.
And just
Model
command
T,
over the instrument.
Formula One.
But speaks. You know, it's not just a bunch of fast jive and stuff like that. It's actually musical and it's speaking. I guess John McLaughlin as well from Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Familiar with them too. Yes.
Same
very
thing.
cold-blooded.
He asked a lot of metal guitar
very
players.
cold-blooded.
Listen back to Mahavishnu and stuff like that. That was, you know, from around like 69, 70, 71, 72. And all the musicians in that band just mind-blowing. You know, and a lot of metal guys, you know, you listen to fusion and, you know, just because you end up, eventually you find yourself there because you're always trying to improve on the instrument. So you're listening to better and better and better and better musicians, which always leads you to all these guys I'm talking about. The first album, Intermounting Flame, you know, if somebody's like, oh, I've never heard of John McLaughlin and Mahavishnu Orchestra, it's just, that was the first album that they did. They're just real eerie, very dissonant, dark, but just like uplifting at the same time. Just really, really insane writing and just performances, obviously, from the guys. And the live albums, the live recordings are ridiculous. It's just everybody going off, going insane. Another one would be Al Di Meola.
Familiar with him too. Not heavily familiar, but familiar with him too.
You know, so we all found Al first, you know, because Al came out. And it's really an amazing time in guitar playing. You had King Edward with Eruption, and then you also had Al with Elegant Gypsy, with Race with Devil on Spanish Highways. Right? It's the same amount of time. So, I mean, it's just all this insane, amazing, game-changing guitar playing. But Al's technique and then the muting, the mutola, any metal guitar player my age, they'll all say they're disciples about. That album, Elegant Gypsy, also the first one, you know, landed at Midnight Sun when he had just left playing with Chick Corea and started doing a solo thing, you know, after Return to Forever, which is amazing as well. But not Landed at Midnight Sun, it's just The Wizard. And I mean, the guitar playing on that is ridiculous. And then just led him to Elegant Gypsy and all his solo records. I mean, Al's still out there killing it today. I guess you got to put Yngwie in there. I guess I remember the first time when I heard Steeler. Me and my friends, you know, because we were all into Al.
Good Lord.
Like, I remember my buddy played for me over the phone, playing Yngwie. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. It was like Al with vibrato and just with a nasty tone and just dirty and just mean and aggressive. So, and Yngwie's still killing it to this day. I mean, it's just flawless. You know what I mean? Whenever we do the Generation Axe thing, I get the pleasure of seeing all the guys play every night. You know, between Nuno killing it, Tosin, Father Steve, Father Yngwie, it's just amazing. You know, the guys crushing every night. So it's always inspiring. You know, Evil Eye, I mean, Yngwie's just out of control. As far as I'm concerned, the last meteor to hit the planet. I remember Sherinian was telling me, he said, when him and JD were at Berkeley, because of Yngwie, they opened up a whole complete ward on Bach, Beethoven, you know, like all these classical studies of guitarists wanting to learn classical stuff because that's how massive Yngwie's impact was. And then obviously Steve Vai, you have to put Father Steve in there.
Of course. Automatic. Too many of them. He has too many of them.
You know, and Steve, as far as influencing, I mean, it's so crazy when I would hear like guitarists, you know, as far as impacting people as far as style. I always tell Steve that. It's just like, he was one of the last guys as well. You know, as far as people gravitating and copying his style, you know, the sound and the tone. I go, wow, I wonder who your favorite guitar player is. You know, I hear a lot of, when you hear players and stuff like that, where you just go, you know, because Steve has such a distinct sound, just sounds like a mad scientist. Just want to say thanks for tuning in and doing a hang here on the top 11. Hope you can check out some of these amazing guitar players and musicians. And that's about it, man. All right, take care, gang.
You can check out all of those guitarists on this channel. Also, you know, on this channel also, they all here. I've got reactions to literally everybody on this list. And I agree to everything. Like, I don't have no gripes at all. It's actually a very... This is one of those lists where it wasn't unexpected. Like, he got somebody that's strange and like that. Everybody on this list is super legit, super fire. Like, and it's just interesting to pick artist's brain to see who is making them and then inspiring them to be as great as they are. But I agree with everything on this. Everybody's fire on this list and on this channel too. Check them out.